hope this is working because I do not want to speak any louder than this. It's 3 a.m. right now and I cannot fall asleep, and you're gonna hear vehicles on the road because I live on a literal intersection, and somehow people are still awake with their vehicles at 3 a.m. I'm not able to sleep, and I have a lot of thoughts running through my mind. So, what better thing to do than make content out of my crisis? So, in my state of sleeplessness, I decided maybe I should just watch my old content. That may be boring enough to make me fall asleep. Great idea. In hindsight, not really. Turns out I was way more creative at 18 than I am at 24. My god. If you wanna feel like you're literally not creating enough, see yourself when you were younger. You're gonna feel worse. It's not an actual advice. Don't do that unless you wanna be up at 3 a.m. rethinking everything. It feels like I knew myself better at 18, 19 than I do know myself now. It feels like I had a rage going inside of me, and I had so many emotions, I had so many thoughts, and I let myself feel those. I think that's the biggest difference. There were a lot of bad emotions. Yeah, being a teenager is tough. A lot of emotions, a lot of them. And you don't have a lot of coping mechanisms built up to cope with your emotions. So much so that I made a whole video explaining the definition of coping mechanisms because I was just desperately trying to find some. My accent, frankly, if I wasn't Indian, I think it would be considered offensive. I was trying to find a coping mechanism so bad that I made a whole video on coping mechanism, which led me to realize the way I'm living is a coping mechanism in itself. But if I thought of that at 19, that girl is not ready to see how I'm living right now.
Artists I listen to is because their words make me feel better. Whatever artists I follow or like are because their works make me feel better. Whatever places I like are the places I do not avoid, nothing more. Every night I go to bed just to wake up. Every day I wake up just to live. What is my life if not a coping mechanism itself?
I was in creation mode 24/7 back then. Now I am in survival mode 24/7. It feels like at that age I had a choice to do something and I made choices to do things. Now I just feel like I just don't have options. I'm doing what I'm doing because I'm supposed to, not because I want to. But frankly, that sounds so ungrateful. I am extremely grateful for everything that I have right now. I am in a lot of ways a better place than I used to be in. Health, family, financials, personal, just everything. Everything is objectively better. I was very lost. But something about that artist in me, she was fulfilled. She was living her life back then. And I'm still in a creative field. And I feel like there is nothing creative about anything I do. And I know I'm complaining. This sounds like complaining, and I have all the tools to create. I have this camera, I have this mic, I have a pen, a paper, I have my laptop, I have all the tools I would ever need to create. You know what I don't have? I don't have time. I don't have liberty. I don't have the choice to invest my time where I would want to, because I'm in a very growing stage of my career, so I have to trade in a lot of time. It sounds sad. I think it feels just as sad. I don't want to make a sad video again because that is something I did for a long time on my channel. If you have watched any of my old videos. I don't know what I was doing. I felt lost. I was lost. But I feel like I approached my sadness and this feeling of being lost with a lot of more thoughts, like, it's called overthinking. But if I felt a feeling, I would feel it and I would start from the top of it and I would try to go to the end of it and see where it leads me. I would try to feel it all, start to end, and understand where it's coming from and understand where it's going. I think I have stopped doing that. I have stopped trying to let emotions take up majority of my day, because if that was a thing I did, then I wouldn't be able to function as an adult. I think emotional regulation is something um, we learn, which is an asset, because when I'm doing my job, which I get paid for, and I feel little saddies in my heart, I cannot sit down and feel those saddies and be like, 3 a.m. by the way. This is actually another reason that has frustrated me so much. I cannot make videos here because this is what the fuck is going on throughout the fucking day. I cannot make videos because all you're gonna hear is me in the middle of the road. I don't know what the workaround to that is, but let's see. Anyways, what I was saying is, if I feel saddies come up in my heart during the day when I'm supposed to be doing my fucking job that pays me, pays my rent, pays my bills, I cannot just sit down and be like, can I take 2 hour break to feel my saddies and then I'll be back? I could do that when I had no job, when I had no college. That was pre-college me. Eesh. But when I had no job, I had no college, pretty much did not know where my life is going. I made a video on that also.
It's more like this guy is just living, Damon and also Joe, and this guy is just living and he's just doing whatever he wants, and he's been doing that for years, finding his way to be where he wants to be. And it's kind of confronting that, is this where I want to be? Am I doing enough to be where I want to be? And I know you can get stuck in that mentality that you need to do more, you need to earn more, you need to be more, you need to see more. But it's not about that at all. If I were to die like right now, I would be so unsatisfied because
Feeling of being lost. I made a video on that also, talking about how lost I feel, talking about how much I'm supposed to know. But you know which video scares me the most, that I do not even dare watch it again? This video that I made on my 20th birthday. And I ask a lot of questions to my future self that I'm supposed to reply when I'm 25. I'm gonna be 25 in give or take 8 months. Just just thinking that, having to reply to questions my old self asked me, not knowing the reality of the world, not understanding how hard it is out there and how much harder it is going to be out there, because that was 2020. We were in pandemic. The world could have probably ended. I don't fucking know what I asked myself, but it was probably delusional because we were all delusional at that time. But that video genuinely scares me. It's like I am running out of time. I'm running out of time, and that saying that at my ripe old age of 24, that sounds so crazy. I'm just 24. I am just 24. Even if I was 34, it's still like not the end of the world. It's not the oldest of ages you could ever be, right? Like, I feel being a Gen Z, it feels crazy to think there are 30-year-olds out there. Hear me out, hear me out. If you're a 30-year-old, hear me out. It's crazy to think there are 30-year-olds out there, because seeing myself from, I'm gonna be 30 in 6 years. So 6 year old 6 years back, me at 18, that was a different person. I don't know who that was. That's not me anymore. So even imagining, trying to like even comprehend what I could be in 6 years is impossible. It's like I don't know myself anymore. And it's like I used to know myself, my being, every thread that has come together to create me when I was 18. That could just be ignorance, that could be ego. We have that, what is it called, Dunning-Kruger effect, that when you're very dumb you think you're the smartest because you actually don't know enough. So that could be that about myself. I didn't know much, so I feel like I knew myself a lot when I was 18, and I don't know myself at all now that I'm almost 25. God, these videos keep me awake, and that fucking video is gonna be the end of me. I'd really like tap into that. Like when I watched these videos, I was just me. Like I wasn't trying to sound smart, even though I was, but I was self deprecating enough that I could not take myself too seriously. So I would just add in bits of authentically how I feel in that moment, that I'm just trying to sound very smart. So that came through, if not with the words I say, then by the edits I made, or by the script I would write, or by the poems I used to write. When I watch myself right now, I cannot tell if I'm just pretending or if that was how I felt in the moment. Right now, me talking like this, I feel not so confident. I don't feel very confident. I don't feel very powerful. In those videos, I felt powerful. If you watch my Jeffree Star video, I am here to talk shit. Am I ever gonna meet any of those peoples? No, I'm never gonna meet Jeffree Star. I'm never gonna meet James Charles. I'm never gonna meet Shane Dawson. But I was there to talk my shit.
Like, I'm just like, oh my God, time and place. And you did it at my birthday dinner.
And you can feel that. You can feel it in the video. That this is something I believe in, this is something I want to talk about, and this is something I'm gonna talk about. Now it feels like I have all these self-imposed restrictions on myself, that if I talk about this, then people are gonna think that, and that can lead to this, and that can have that repercussion. Like 18-year-old me could come onto the camera and say random political shit, random ideological shit, anything I wanted to. And there was no repercussions. I had nothing to lose. In my old videos, there was never a point. I would just turn on the camera and start speaking my shit. Just start saying stuff and see where it goes. Even though I used to handwrite scripts. And I know which videos those are, because when I remember a script, or I have pointers to talk on, there is a certain way I speak. This is not the way I speak when I have a script. So I can tell when I was reading from a script, which is again crazy. I wasn't a YouTuber who needed scripts, but I just really like to write. And again, so many emotions, couldn't keep them in. So I would write those emotions, and then I was like, oh, that is actually a great talking thing. I should actually make it into a video, and someone would watch. No one watched. So I still made the videos. And I felt good doing it. So yeah, so I think let's keep that energy, maybe try to bring that energy back into this channel. I don't know. I want to do creative stuff. I want to be able to rewatch my questions for my 25-year-old self video and be able to answer them securely. Like, not even being able to say, yeah, I bought a house, because that is so realistic. 25-year-olds have houses in this economy. That's so realistic. Not in that way, but even if I say no to something, that I wasn't able to achieve this, I shouldn't feel bad about it, because back then I did not know the world that would be post COVID and where I would be post COVID. Right now, I don't feel secure in that, in myself, that I'll be able to take it. So I think the goal going ahead is being able to take it, being able to take myself from years ago and honestly appreciate that girl that I was when I was starting this YouTube channel, because even if you go back and listen to some of the videos, I am like, I'm not. This is the crazy thing. I don't have stage fright. You put me on a stage, I'm gonna be able to do what I want to do. It's not like I can sing or dance. I'm not gonna go and rock the show. But if you put me on a stage, I need to speak on something, I can do it. But I am weirdly nervous when it comes to one-on-one conversations. Like, I get extremely nervous in interviews, even interviews that don't matter. I've given interviews that I knew I don't want this job, but I just wanted to give interview, just wanted to get some interview experience. So I gave some interviews. Nervous as hell. My hands were shaking. I am camera nervous also for some fucking reason. That's another random fact about me. I'm camera nervous. Me back then, I was very camera nervous. And I was so insecure about my accent because I tried so hard to sound so different than I do. This is my actual speaking voice that I speak in now. Even after all of that, I went ahead and I started this channel. I made the first video, and some of my starting videos were about 21 pilots, just talking about that, because that topic really interested me. Like, I'm very inspiration driven person instead of money driven or cloud driven or anything like that. I did not think, I never thought, I never, when I was making a video, did I think this is gonna make me famous, this is gonna be it. Because if I thought that, I would have made 5 videos reacting to a certain artist, as a fan of a certain artist. A lot of people did that, and their channels are booming. If that was all I wanted, I would have done that. But I'm just a nervous person. I was just a nervous person. And as soon as I got any amount of eyes on me, I was like, oh no, oh no. People want me to do this now. I don't know if I want to. I wanted to when no one was asking me to do it. But now everyone is asking me to do it. I don't know if I want to do it. I still did it. I still made the channel. I still kept up with posting videos. I think I just want to tap into that again, being able to just do stuff, being able to just do it, like not sponsored by Nike or anything. I know you guys were thinking that this might be sponsored by Nike, but just to be very clear, it's not. It's not. I know they should sponsor me, but it's not. So just being able to just do it, thinking of something and making a video, just wanna tap back into that. I don't know where that came from, but it's 3:30 now, and I think this was enough yapping. Thank you for listening, I guess. I don't think YouTube is gonna serve this to anyone. They did not serve my last video to anyone, which, by the way, what the fuck? I literally used Emma Chamberlain in the thumbnail. Like, wow, give me the clout. But anyways, I don't think anyone is gonna watch this. I think probably in the next 5-6 years, I'm gonna watch this video myself and be like, silly girl, silly, sweet summer child. Think I'll try to sleep. Nice talking to you. Hope you're doing well. Unlike me, I hope you are doing well.